I used to quite often after work just pop in the pub, have a couple of pints before I went home. No, I wasn't a heavy drinker. Yeah, I mean, I drank more than my parents or my partner, but I didn't drink as much as a lot of my friends. I was relatively aware of what a unit of alcohol was, but then you tend to push it to the back of your mind to a certain degree, because most of us do something in our life which we know isn't good for us. So I think you tend to lie to yourself a little bit about what you're doing. I was getting some pain underneath my ribs, and I was aware that the liver would be affected by alcohol, but just getting pains and sitting at your desk and leaning forward, I was like trying to give myself it was trapped wind or hiatus hernia or something, without looking at the obvious thing that it was probably alcohol related and my liver was starting to swell. The day that I became ill to the point that I knew that there was something seriously wrong with me was it was a Monday evening, and I went to the toilet and had diarrhoea, and it was of a colour that suggested to me there was blood in it, and then vomiting copious amounts of fresh blood, which wasn't a pretty sight, obviously. And at that point I knew then that there was something seriously wrong. Because my blood was very, very toxic in effect to my brain, things become very blurred, and from that evening I don't recall anything until waking up in intensive care 5 weeks later. And it was explained to me that I'd very nearly died. In fact, my parents and partner had been told that I was likely I was going to die. So I was very, very lucky. I had no concept at all of what liver disease would do to me. I was aware there was such a thing as cirrhosis of the liver. I didn't know it meant I was going to have all these after effects that I'm still suffering from. I'm more prone to cancer of the liver now because of my illness. I may well down the line need a liver transplant, which is a massive operation. So it is something I wouldn't wish anybody to go through.